You like looking at this news?
Hello, we'd like to ask.
Actually, now I do. Okay, here I didn't watch this. We'll skip around from this a little bit. I think this is one of the biggest tweets of all time. Congrats to Nick Shirley. 100 million views, 500,000 likes, uncovering the Somali scam.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Answer the question. Are there children? There's no children inside this building.
Potentially the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud, it could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia. These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia like the Al-Shabaab, and others enriched themselves all at the US taxpayers' expense. And in this video we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we will also be confronting the incompetent government leaders who let this fraud happen.
Myron's cousin.
To make this happen.
Have you noticed the Zionists are tripling down on calling Myron Amru Fudel and calling him Sudanese now because there's all this hate on Somalis? They're trying to call him Somali too.
I met up with a man who's been doing his own investigation for years now, as he has seen the fraud firsthand. His name is David. Let's get into this and be prepared to be shocked. How deep is this fraud here inside of Minnesota?
It is far worse than anybody can imagine. You heard it's 7 to 10 billion and maybe more, and now the numbers have been revised and put out there publicly that they think it's more like 8 billion. How I got involved is that where my office...
I'll say this real quick. Because people, I see in the chat, they're saying, these are your people, these are your people. That's as stupid as saying that people on Epstein's Island are white and Jewish people. That's as stupid as saying that they belong to the whites and Jews. I'm not Somalian. These people should be deported. It's a giant scam. I really underestimated how bad it was in Minnesota. I didn't think that it was going to be like this. I've been in Minneapolis before. I didn't think that they're all scamming daycares. 100%. These people should be deported. The scammers, at least. But putting me in the same category as them because we both believe that there's one God, even that they even are Muslim, is retarded. And that's just stupid. If you're going to say like, oh, okay, these are your people, then I'm going to look at I'll look right back at you and say Epstein is your people.
Is here in Minneapolis. I'm sort of in the heart of all of this fraud, and I would see these child care centers. I said, well, there aren't any kids there. It's the middle of the day, and all I see are a couple of guys standing out front smoking. And then I'd go by another daycare and I'd see the same thing. I said, well, where do these kids play? And so I started to go online and look, and I said, this place is licensed for 80 children. They had 0 children. Every time I went by there, they never had a single child there. Then I started to see all these transportation companies going around, and it was always a Somali driver. And I said, well, that's great. They're out there transportation contributing, but they never had a passenger, never, ever once. And I said, well, what is all this transportation? What are they doing? So then I found out that in Minnesota, they have something called non-emergency medical transportation. So this is going to the dentist's office, therapy,
why was he searching for children? The reason why it's daycares is probably from this chat right here. Why was he searching for children? Because if you try to uncover a daycare, immediately people are going to call you a pedophile. Because to investigate a daycare automatically puts you in a defensive position where it's like, what do you want to look at these kids for with the camera? It's a really smart scam. If it was a laundromat, people aren't going to have the same reaction towards that. If it's a daycare, bro, people aren't going to go in there with cameras looking around. They're just going to assume it's a holiday or a school day. Really smart for them to do that.
And I said, well, how many of these companies are there? And the research came back that there are 1,020 of them, and more than 800 of them are Somali-owned. Nobody from the state of Minnesota ever cross-checks to see if any rides were ever actually provided. All they did was write the check.
So right here we have all this paperwork. And how are you getting all this information about the fraud?
A lot of it is through my own research. And then I have some contacts at the Capitol going back many, many years. And so the data that I'm getting is 100% accurate, coming directly from research done by people at the state Capitol.
All this paperwork right here, what are we looking at?
The areas of fraud that I have numbers for are mostly related to childcare. This is massive fraud that is beyond anyone's imagination, the scope. And so, for example, there's a childcare not far from here in Minneapolis that has two childcares listed at the same
Did anybody
address.
see this video
And
yet?
Together, they're licensed supposedly for 120 children. I have never seen a single child there ever, and I've been by that place at least 100 times.
These Somalians, these groups are setting up these daycares, these childcare centers, getting money from the government, but there's no kids.
No kids. Never had any of them. They're all fraught with violations, and even though they have these violations, they're still in operation and they're still getting money. And it's millions of dollars for every one of them every year.
And who's getting the money?
Nice.
And where are they getting the money?
Okay, no one's seen
So
this.
we have a thing called CCAP. It's a blend of federal and state money. The bottom line is it's taxpayer money, so it's state money and it's federal money. And the problem is the people at the state of Minnesota are the ones writing the checks. This is kind of the maddening thing is you have daycare, so you have adult daycare, and then you have child care, and then you have health care. And a lot of these same names keep coming up on all of these different types of businesses. And then, of course, we have the transportation. A lot of those same names appear, a lot of the same addresses. There's one building
Good diagram.
that has 14 Somali healthcare companies at the same address. There's another building in St. Paul that has 22 Somali healthcare businesses at the same address.
And the government knows about this.
The government knows they're writing the checks. Yeah, the Democrats over there just writing the checks.
The Democrats.
What has happened is that the Somali community is a
Okay, you're saying the Democrats, but what the fuck are the Republicans doing about it? Besides tweeting. Do you think they're gonna make any change?
closed community. They will not speak to anyone outside the community and talk about what's going on within the community. They vote as a block. And so
Hey, SNEAKO, can you shut the fuck up with your simping? Like, every day I look at you, and SNEAKO's biggest fan says, yeah, love speech is taking over in 2026. Dude, can you make a TikTok for 2026? Hey, dumbass, my face is AI banned on TikTok. What the fuck do you think I'm going to do there? How many times have I said that same thing? You think that they're magically going to lift the AI ban? Look who owns TikTok, idiot. Every day you say that. Like, I love you, bro, but like, god damn, man. I'm not I'm not allowed on TikTok. Holy shit, dude. Fuck.
You're a politician. You're saying, look, I've got 100,000 people in Minnesota that if I do something for the community, they're going to vote for me. And that's what it's all about, is getting the votes. And then the people here in Minnesota, you hear this term Minnesota nice. I'm so sick of that term. The people here are so afraid of being called a racist or an Islamophobe. And they're afraid of their
No,
own
he's
shells.
cool. He's
They don't
cool, though.
understand.
He's cool, though.
This is our future generations are going to have to pay for all this fraud. And they just want to bury their heads in the sand and go on and just not worry about it. Tim Wall's saying there's organized crime in Minnesota. What did he do about it? Nothing. You got organized crime? What are you doing? This is the Minnesota law which mandates that anyone who knows of fraud and is a state employee must report that fraud. It's Minnesota Statute 3.971, Subdivision 9. Not only that, but Walls is also guilty of misconduct of a public employee. When I look at the world as a whole and I look at fraud, the Twin Cities is
SBF, come
ground
back.
zero. The
Sorry.
fraud is worse here than anywhere else ever in history, anywhere.
We're going to go confront these people. We're going to go to these daycare centers. We're going to see what's actually happening.
Okay, so we have to be careful.
Let's see what's
because
happening.
These people are very violent. They're exceptionally violent.
Now, with all of David's evidence,
man.
we headed out to the streets of Minneapolis to see
The
how much
white
fraud was
man
uncovered
dealing with
one after
violent
another.
Where are we going
Africans.
now?
We're going to a place called Mako Child Care, which actually has another child care registered at the same address called Mini Child Care Center.
So we should see lots of children if there's this child care center, especially if there's two.
The two of them combined are licensed for 120.
And how much money have these child care centers received?
None of those vans have moved in 6 months. None of them. In 2020, one of them received 1.3 million. In 2021, they got 987,000. In 2022, they got 714,000.
No, you're right, SBF,
That's the last
I'm
I
done.
have for that
You're
one.
the
And
go,
then the
bro.
other one, 1.604 million in fiscal year 2025. Fiscal year 2024, they got about 800,000, and in fiscal year 2023, they got 904,000.
They doubled up in a year.
This place right here. Yes.
We're outside
They
of it.
doubled
Well,
up.
this is actually
from
two daycares are
2024.
registered here. One of them is Mako, which you see on the sign. The other one is Mini Child Care Center. And between the two of these child care centers, they're pulling in about $3 million a year. And there are no children. Every facility that you go to, the windows will be blocked out so you can't see in. There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these facilities.
There are indeed no windows. All the windows are blacked out right here. All right, let's go in. And the child care center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell? Yeah. Try to get in, ring the doorbell. Nobody showed up. They're
Is
open 7
SNEAKO
days a week,
update
7 a.m. to
Somalian?
10 p.m. It says here on their sign. Yet there's absolutely nobody here. And this building here, right here, has generated millions of dollars. And it seems like business isn't even open right now, and it's a weekday. And if this was a daycare center, it wouldn't just be in some industrialized building. There'd be maybe like a playground or something outside. Or
There's no play area for the kids. So where are the kids? Where's anybody? How can there be nobody here? And it's like this every
This daycare looks like a sweatshop. Who the fuck? Whose kids are there?
single day. I've never seen a single child here. In 9 years, I've never seen a single.
Does SNEAKO updates? Is this where he's clipping the streams? Is SNEAKO updates scamming me too? Quick detour. This is so fucking funny. The cope from Hassan on this. is like he has a lot of retarded takes, shocking a dog, armchair socialism, being a nepo baby, and pretending to be Chairman Mao, who's killed more people than Hitler. But Hassan said, I don't know what kind of fraud Somalis and daycares are doing, but I think it's a separate crime to try and storm with the camera into a daycare with kids in it. Like, literally, this is like crazy. No, it's not. You're not trying to storm. It's not a crime to film outside of an empty daycare, you fucking idiot. First off, there are no kids there. There aren't. That's the whole point of the video. There are no children in the daycare, son. It's also not a crime, and you of all people should want investigative journalism to get the recognition it deserves. This is why democracy is great. This video here from Nick Shirley is why democracy is great. You probably ratio. Oh my god. It's like they're literally storming in daycares. There's no kids there. Bleak future of all media. Vigilante content that can be weaponized for radicalized white nativist agitprop. Everyone's going to behave like the fake pedo hunters. So the bleak future of media is that people are uncovering scams from the third world in Minneapolis. The bleak future of media is that people get exposed by YouTubers who used to be pranksters. No, this is the brilliance of rogue journalism.
Single child at this building, right there.
Oh, then now it looks like we already got the Somalis coming
Yeah,
through.
they're coming. The word's out.
Hello, is this your daycare?
No, can you tell us why there are no children? Have you ever seen children at this child care center?
Doesn't know if she's ever seen a child here. All right, let's go to the next location. Now we're going to the next daycare center. How much money has this one generated?
This one, in fiscal year 2025, $1,042,059. In fiscal year 2024, $1,059,078. And in fiscal year 2023, $727,336.
This next one is literally one block away, and this one's also generated nearly $3 million in the past 3 years. Let's see if there's any children. Let's see if any of the buildings are open. Here we go. All right, we've arrived to ABC Learning Center. All the windows are blacked out. Let's see if anybody is here. This door is locked.
This facility is licensed for 40 children. 0 children. I've come by this place 100 times. I've never seen a child here, ever. The only thing I've ever seen is someone standing outside smoking.
What's crazy about this is that last daycare center is that green building right there. And the other daycare center right now is right here. These buildings should be operating as they're receiving literally millions of dollars.
I knocked on the door, and to my surprise, somebody actually answered the door.
Hello, can we speak? I would like to check a child in the daycare. Can I speak to a manager? Where can I get paperwork to file for my son? I want to put my son Joey in daycare.
And after a few questions, the lady went silent.
Looks like little Joey Shirley ain't going to daycare here. And now where are we going?
Now we're going to Sweet Angel Child
Maybe
Care.
because it's
We're in the
just
middle
for
of a strip mall here
Somalis.
inside of this
Maybe it's just
in
for
fiscal year 2025,
for African
this
immigrants.
facility, which says it's licensed for 74 kids, was paid $1.26 million in tax money. And there are no kids, and all the facilities
my
are the same
God,
way,
bro.
all of them.
Let's see if anyone opens.
Yeah, let's see.
Once again, I try to find a spot for my son Joey.
The ironic thing from Hassan trying to defend this is that he pretends to care about poor people, and it's like poor people's tax dollars are going to these scams. You want socialism so bad. You want to help the working man, the working class. Working class tax dollars are being wasted on empty daycares. This is who it's affecting. Right? He's rich enough from putting his goy slop content out there where he doesn't get hurt by it. The people getting hurt by it are the working class.
Not open the door.
I want to put my son Joey in daycare.
Who cares? Billions go to Israel. If you okay, you got to be trolling.
Cause I need a spot to put my son Joey. Is this your daycare center?
No,
I just want to put a child in daycare, but all the daycare centers seem to be closed. No one's opening the doors.
You work here?
I was, yeah.
Charles, no,
Where
shut
are
up.
the kids?
Yeah.
It says it's licensed for 74
Spamming.
children. Right here, state of Minnesota. Where are the kids? They got paid $1.26 million in fiscal year 2025. It says they have a capacity for 74 children.
When?
Where are the kids? Right here. State of Minnesota website. You work here and you don't know?
I don't know. I was there before. I don't know what's going on.
Were there any kids when you worked there?
Kids there. Kids there. What's
How
up?
many?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
You work here. Okay, well, then you're not of any help.
Can I put my son in a daycare here?
No, I don't know.
Can I speak to someone?
No, I don't know.
No? Yeah, I would like to see if I can put my son Joey here.
Who's your son, Joey?
My son Joey. Can I check out daycare center?
I'm gonna my son. No!
You're
You're
my
liar. I'm the owner.
Do you put your kid here in this daycare?
No.
There is one child in there. Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit business.
Me, I'm scared you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Why?
So you're cutting.
Because of my color. You said you're...
Okay, here we go. This is a problem. This is when it's going to become a legitimate problem. When Somalis come here, and I think I saw a clip, she's going to start yelling in Somali in a second. She's saying she's scared of him, she's scared of a white man. She goes to Minneapolis, which is predominantly a white city. Minnesota is one of the whitest, was one of the whitest states in the country. She comes here, and after a year, she's saying she's afraid of the white guy to defend a building that's scamming white tax dollars. This is the beginning of some, like, of a, not to put it out there, but this is how race wars, you know, this is the type of thing that race wars start from.
You're scared of me because of my color. Does that make you a racist?
Yeah, no.
You said you're scared of me because of my color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're scared of me because of my color. That makes you a racist. So right now, they're all getting mad because he's showing the paperwork of this business being registered as a business. 74 children, no children. We saw one child when the lady opened up the door. But now they're all getting mad.
What was this money spent on?
Yeah, the Indians are doing this in Canada.
1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Ask the owner. I'm the kids.
Well, then why are you talking for the owner if you're telling me to talk to the owner?
I'm sorry. I'm not understand what you're talking about.
Do you have a child here?
No.
Does anybody?
No.
Where are the 74 kids? Did you lose them? Did you lose these kids? Do I need to call someone? Do I need to issue an Amber Alert for missing children? Are these children missing? It's not my business that children are missing. 74 infants and toddlers, preschool.
The proof's right there. There's no children anywhere.
It's from the state of Minnesota right here.
I think we're moving on to the next location.
Another example of this country declining, Osmongold has a pretty basic take. If you come to a country, speak the language of the country. If you come to America, speak English, assimilate. The same can be applied and should be applied when you go to Japan, you go to China, you move somewhere, learn the language of the country. There's nothing more annoying when I go around New York or Miami, there's like workers at a circus or a festival, and they're staff and they have a vest on and they don't speak a word of English. So you shouldn't have this job. Your job is to help and direct people around in the country where they speak English and you can't speak the language. You are literally useless at your job. People got so mad at Osmongold for that take. He said, if you come to America, speak English. That take should be accepted. That's the language of the country. It's accepted in every other place. But now we've called that racist because of all the demonization of white people. But if we don't even have language, if we don't have language in common, what makes this country have any form of unifying culture, identity? What makes it America, if not the language that ties people together? Absolutely. If you come to America, speak English.
Have a good day.
As we continue to show the blatant fraud that was taking place here in Minnesota, Somalis started following us around the city.
And now we're being followed by the Somalis. This is another daycare center. Absolutely no signage. And there's no footprint in the snow of children playing outside. $5 million within the past
5.9 million in 2 years. 5.9 million they received in 2 years. That facility right there.
And now we have a group of Somalis telling us in our vehicle right now.
From this daycare center, we headed over to the infamous Quality Learning Center.
How many Somalis
which
in the chat right
actually
now?
spells Quality Learning Center on the outside of their sign.
This is fucking embarrassing, bro. Dystopian. What do you mean, Quality Learning Center? Leering Center. Leering Center.
That's how blatant this fraud is here at this daycare.
Don't open up!
So this is Quality Learning Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They
up!
said they spelled learning wrong.
Don't open up!
How do you have ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up!
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Don't open up!
This is another one of the major problems, too. The white liberal woman. The white liberal woman. The white feminist, the white liberal is almost more dangerous than the illegal immigrant. Betraying her own people. And this is going on Facebook Live to two people. Leering is the one word. I'm saying learning is the one word you should be able to spell right. That's the most ironically unspelled word possible for this video. They didn't even learn how to spell learn.
We have ice!
And what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up!
and getting $4 million
Don't
over
open
the
up! It's ice!
$4 million in the last 2 years?
Go away!
What do you think about that? Are you in
Go
favor?
away!
Are you in favor of that?
Go away!
You know
You're
what-
not welcome here.
Are you-
Shame on you!
Are you in favor of...
And this is the discourse from these people. They don't know how to have a conversation. They only know yelling. They don't want to change their opinion. They don't want to hear anything. They've been programmed so much by Facebook. They've heard so much propaganda is filled up in their brains. They can't engage. They can't engage in any sort of dialogue. A traitor to our own people.
$1.9 million going illegally,
Don't open up!
fraudulently to this business that has Quality Learning Center but can't even spell learning right on the door.
Don't open up!
Ma'am, we are not ICE.
Why is she yelling?
Who you are? You don't belong here.
I belong here just like you belong here.
Don't open up. It's ice.
You do realize that there's supposed to be 99 children here at this building, but there's no one here. This is a child daycare center.
99 children. Paid $1.9 million.
Empty parking lot.
Do you know where the children are? Were they kidnapped? Did they run away? Where are the children? This is state of Minnesota. Right here.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am.
And who are you with?
Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley on YouTube.
Yeah, so who are you with here?
Oh, he's just been doing some research investigating the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota.
Yeah, I'm with Nick Shirley.
This lady, she's calling us ICE. We're just trying to put law and order back in the streets of the United States. Get rid of all the fraud. Have you ever seen children at that daycare center right there?
What?
Yeah, it's right there. It says the child, you've never seen daycare.
I don't see anybody here.
We're going to educate you on something. So what do you think about this daycare center? They spelled learning wrong. They've received over $1.9 million this year alone, and they're supposed to have 99 children here.
I don't see it.
Have you ever seen any children here?
None, not at all. None.
This year they got 1.9 million. Last year they got 1.5 million of your tax money for 99 children. We just want to know where are the kids?
Right.
Where are the children?
I don't see them. I've been here since 2017. I haven't seen anybody like
Never
that
seen
here.
a child here.
No, not at all.
And so you've never seen a child here for 8 years?
Nope, not at all.
And how does that make you feel knowing that this place is receiving $1.9 million?
Disgusting. I mean, what the hell? They stealing the money. That's a federal grant, too. That's, if they get caught, that's a federal offense. I know I studied law.
And do you think Tim Walz should go to jail for all the fraud that he's enabled here in his state?
That's him doing this? Heck yeah. He's got to be held accountable for this. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason what's going on here. It's simple. It's nothing there. It's a parking lot.
And look, they even spelled learning wrong on their sign for a place that's supposed to be educating children.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, who runs it? Who supposedly runs it?
Somalians.
Oh my God. Well, where? Yeah, it's just, I've never seen nobody here at all.
So how long have you been living here?
Since 2017.
You've never seen a single child walk in that building?
No, not at all.
So this daycare center is literally just a place to traffic money. $1.9 million just this year alone. And this guy's been living here for 8 years and has never seen a single child walk through those doors. There's no windows either.
No.
And the only window they do have, the door, is blacked out.
Yep, I see that. I've never seen anybody go in there.
Within just a few hours, we nearly approached $20 million
Almost
in fraud,
20
and we headed over to George Floyd's neighborhood to expose more of the fraud taking place.
This place is called Future Leaders Early Learning Center, and it's licensed for 90 children. And in fiscal year 2025, they received $3.6 million. In fiscal year 2024, they received $3 million. So in 2 years, they got $6.67 million, claiming they have 90 children every day of the week, 5 days a week. So let's
Why is Aiden
They've got
texting me?
more money than NBA athletes.
And we don't even know if they're paying taxes, but we don't know where this money is going. Is it going to terrorism? Where is it going? But it's theft, it's fraud. And the reason I'm involved is I want it to stop. I care about Minnesota. I'm doing this for the people of Minnesota. I don't make a dime off all this time I've spent on this. I put my life at risk several times, but I'm determined to see this through and to correct what is wrong, what is evil.
Here at Future Leaders Early Learning Center, this building received over $3 million. Hello, how are you? I would like to see if I could bring little Joey, my son little Joey here. Is there paperwork? Can I check out the daycare?
This is gonna cause so much more Muslim hate. This is so bad, bro. This is not gonna help us, man.
No? Why can't I check out the daycare? Okay, but if I can I get paperwork or anything to submit my son little Joey to come in here to daycare? We'd really like to put Joey in this daycare. We've heard great things.
Business card?
No, I would like your business card actually.
You talk to your manager.
Okay, can I speak with somebody?
He didn't even speak English.
Where are the children at? Are there children here today?
No.
No children?
Yeah.
Why are there no children?
There are two of Mexico.
Would my son little Joey have friends to play with here?
No.
No. No friends for little Joey?
Yes, sorry.
Dang it. Well,
Yeah,
have a great rest of your day. So, little Joey would not be accepted to that daycare.
Joey's still homeless.
Joey's still looking for daycare.
And because little Joey couldn't get into a daycare, we went to an autism center, as they have been popping up everywhere as a rise of autism has occurred here in Minnesota because of the government funds that they're receiving. I tried to check my son Joey into an autism center.
We've been going to a lot of these daycare centers. We're trying to find a spot for our little boy Joey, but we thought maybe we could check him in the autism center because none of the daycare centers are open. Yeah, and how many kids do you guys have at this autism center?
I can't give you a number now.
Like more than 5?
Probably. Yeah.
Probably, so you don't really know.
Look at me! Look at me! Look at me! I am the autist now. Look at me! I am autistic now.
What do you guys think about like the fraud that's been labeled on the autism centers here? What do you guys do think about the fraud, or how come the autism centers are popping up?
I can't answer.
What news? Are you a news reporter?
My name's Nick. We're doing a little documentary trying to find little Joey a spot to put himself in one of these centers here because there's
Why are you asking us about
the fraud. Yeah, because we want to make sure we're going to legit business if we're going to bring our little boy Joey here.
This is not a Joey spot. Yeah. But that's our number on your call.
It's not a Joey spot.
What you guys think.
You see the subtle race. It's not a Joey spot. It's an Amru Foodle spot. I'm joking. Is it?
Okay, thank you. So once again, little Joey, he can't even go to daycare, and now they won't even accept him if he has autism.
And again, no kids. Couldn't tell you how many kids they serve.
After being able to provide no evidence of them actually being an autism center in a place where a child could go, they shut the door and we headed to the next fraudulent daycare center that was just around the corner. We're on to the next location. We're still trying to find little Joey a place to go to get some daycare.
So where we're going now is a place called Super Kids Daycare Center. Interestingly, this daycare center was shut down when it was called Creative Minds Daycare, and it had received $2.45 million this fiscal year 2025. They had to shut down because there were so many violations, and they went and they just reopened under a new license, and they renamed the center Super Kids Daycare Center LLC.
So they got shut down, then started another one.
Literally the next day.
Creative Minds Daycare, $2.45 million got sent to this daycare center. We have empty parking lot. We do have a bus here. This is different. We'll see if we see anybody. I knocked on the door. Absolutely nobody was inside, and once again, no children could be heard anywhere. So David, once again, another child daycare center. We have a bus out here. No one's inside. Licensed for over 50 kids. No children anywhere, but yet millions of dollars every single year.
So the sign says Creative Minds Daycare. They got in so much trouble. They had so many violations that they had to shut down, and they reopened the next day under Super Kids Daycare Center. You see 3801 Portland, 3801 Portland, which is where we are.
So that's fraud right there alone.
Millions and millions of dollars, and again, the kids are missing. Where are the kids?
You'd think if they had the same address, that whoever's inside or working at the Capitol here inside of Minnesota would say, oh, maybe that's a red flag.
They just write the check. Human Services, they got to clean out the whole bunch. They're the ones who enabled this fraud. How can you not look and say, wait a minute?
You guys see this Charles Scholes 97, like this literal mentally ill person in chat? He was spamming the whole stream, begging me to go meet him in Brooklyn. And I said, no. And then he said, if you say no, it's fine. And now he's spamming and saying, you said no to my message, you SNEAKO, you cuck, you probably want to suck Hassan's dick. Ban me if you want, but that literally goes against your principles, freedom of speech. Anyway, bye, SNEAKO, have a great life. Dude, I don't know. What do you mean bye, have a great life? I don't... You have a mental illness. Literal... It literally went from the biggest glazer to the biggest hater in 5 seconds. In 5 seconds.
These two are registered at the same address.
On top of all of the childcare centers, that's just only a small piece of the fraud. What other fraud are they committing here in Minnesota?
So another major piece of the fraud is the home healthcare industry. Where we're going now is a building that has 14 Somali-owned home healthcare companies in the same building.
14 of the same healthcare companies in one building.
14 home healthcare companies with different names in the same building.
How bad has Tim Walz managed the budget here inside Minnesota?
So the last biennium, we had an $18 billion surplus.
Also, the word schizo got incorrectly used by Love Speech, where you guys are like, oh God, he's so schizo. When I say schizo, schizo means somebody, this is kind of schizo in a way, is living in Minneapolis and in undercover journalism, figuring out a scam. Like, this is it utilized in the right way. Someone in the chat like doing something like that's not schizo, it's just mental illness and retardation. It's not schizo to be a gooner online talking about nothing, tweeting nonstop, and like that's, you guys don't seem to understand what that is. Schizo is not. I think we need to get a differentiation of those words.
Biennium, we have a $6 billion deficit. That's a $24 billion swing in one biennium.
SNEAKO, I'm seeing it. You're anti-Somalietic.
In the world can you burn through $24 billion in 2 years? This is how, right here. This is a huge part of it.
And so would you say a lot of that is fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Absolutely. I would say better than 90% of it is absolute outright fraud.
And a large percentage of this fraud is from these healthcare companies that are charging the state millions of dollars while they actually aren't providing anything. In fact, the FBI just did a raid a few days ago on a building similar to the one we were about to enter. Inside of this building, there were 14 of nearly the exact same businesses offering the exact same services. Right here, you have a list of all of the healthcare companies. Loads of them right here. We want healthcare. No, it's okay. Yes, we'd like to speak about getting healthcare here? No. Why can't I get healthcare here? No, wait. Warning, you are under video surveillance, no trespassing, security, armed. This is the strangest place I've ever been to get healthcare. Just a bunch of different places. Healthcare here, healthcare right here. Another healthcare company right here.
Jesus Christ,
three healthcare companies inside of this building right here in this room of 7C. Now we have another Helping Hands, Home Care LLC, another healthcare company. Present Help right here.
It's all the same building.
Healthcare here inside this building because we have so many options. Who can we talk about getting the best healthcare?
I don't know.
No?
Sorry.
All right. We will not get any healthcare here. David, this is one of the stranger places I've ever been. Literally, healthcare every door you go to, yet nobody will give you a rate.
Who's
How much
following
money
them?
is
Is
being
that the
funneled through this
security?
building?
Every year, I would say 50 to 60 million at least.
And finally, we were accepted into one of the daycare centers, and they actually took down information to give us a rate. However, when we left, we were then met with the police.
I received a complaint that someone mentioned your description were in this building harassing the individuals who stay here.
Oh, we're checking out the rates for healthcare. Because there's 14 healthcare companies inside this building, so.
Okay.
Well, that's not what he said. He said there's 14 companies here. And he's trying to assume because they're Somali providers, everyone here is fraudulent.
So we're-
he's here with some kind of like propaganda.
No, we're just checking.
Propaganda. You're literally a racist if you're uncovering a scam. She's using the same talking points as Hassan. You're a white guy uncovering a scam. You're a racist. But he's not harassing anybody. He's walking in a business.
Area that we're allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance. Is there any other reason you guys are here?
Well, we were checking rates.
No, you're not.
We were checking rates. We asked for rates.
No, you're not.
Okay. So I'm gonna have, if you guys are all good, we're gonna step outside and we can conversation.
All right, let's leave. So, all right, we're getting escorted out right now. The police have arrived. We were checking out the rates, seeing what was happening inside this building. No one would really speak with us. We did go inside the one daycare center, and she actually did give us rates for.
The police are defending or protecting the scammers. They're protecting the scammers and antagonizing the Americans who are actually doing a good deed.
Childcare. Much respect to that lady. What's the problem, officer?
Well, so again, we've been getting reports from multiple individuals that you guys were harassing individuals who work here. At the end of the day, this is private property, and it's one that people are allowed to ask you to leave, and it's also one the Minneapolis Police Department is allowed to enforce trespassing ordinance at this address.
Yeah.
So
As we got escorted out of this building, the Somalis filmed us as we left, and we headed over to the next building that had 22 of the same home health care providers operating from inside of the building.
Right here you have multicultural home care. And right here it says it's open, but can't even get in. Another Reliance Recovery Center. Mercy and Grace Care, Inc. Right here you have Denden Eritrean Youth Development Association of Minnesota. Another child care center. Welcome to Bright Beginning Center. But what do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Sorry. No comments. Can I please?
Right here you have Serenity Quality Care. All of these businesses are literally the same type of business, providing the same service in the same building. Another Convenience Home Healthcare Aid Inc. and Child-Friendly Space. All these companies get money from the government. Why would you have the same company essentially inside of the same building, door to door? Right here,
It's so easy.
It just does not make sense. If you're
Crazy how easy the
you'd want
scam
to have
is.
less competition, but here they have all their competition right next door. We're wondering because we hear there's lots of fraud taking place here in Minnesota, and we're wondering why is there so many of the same companies inside of this same building?
No, I don't know that.
What do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't have any idea about that fraud, okay? That's it.
What do you think about the news articles and what's being spread on the news about the fraud?
Right now, you are doing something wrong?
I'm just asking you.
No, you
about
don't
the
have to
fraud.
ask me, okay? Don't ask me that question again.
Okay. Who can I speak to?
Yeah?
Who can I speak to? Okay. As soon as you confirm
You
about
lock the
fraud,
door, too.
they get angry. When these people have these home healthcare companies, you're seeing them everywhere inside this building. What kind of fraud are they committing?
So there's false documentation being submitted to the state of Minnesota for services never provided. They're having forms signed in advance for services that were then never rendered. As far as a year or 2 years in advance, they'll have someone sign these forms at one sitting, and then they just file those with the state of Minnesota, and nobody from the state of Minnesota bothers to check that those services were ever provided.
So they're essentially just using people, saying that they had these services provided months or even years ago, then filing the paperwork and then receiving money from the government.
Right, and the Somali community is a very closed community, so everybody's in on it, and they don't want to talk, as you can see.
And for this building, I'm going to give an estimate of around $30 million for how much fraud is taking
Holy
place. That is a
shit,
very low
bro.
estimate. However, still a lot of money.
They're at 100
Is
M's.
fraud taking place here? Do you have any idea what any of these businesses are doing?
SNEAKO updates. Is that what you look like? Is this your physiognomy? Oh, yeah.
I never ask.
And now, with upwards of $100 million in fraud, we'll be headed to one more daycare. And this one gets a little spicy as we get chased out at the very end. And after this, we'll be heading to the state capitol to confront the incompetent government leaders who have enabled this fraud to happen.
And I knew this video was going to be super dangerous to film because of obviously how hostile it is, and as we are exposing legit fraud happening. I did get security for this video, and I was able to do it through the Black Line Guard.
You know, I gotta give him credit because so many people in his position would even justifiably start to get a little bit racist, you know, and he doesn't at all. He just maintains the same frame the entire time, which was the smartest frame to hold to get the most amount of views on this video. If he raised his cortisol levels at all, if he started to say something, because they were being racist to him, they straight up said, "I'm scared of you because of your color." They said, "You're spreading propaganda." They were slamming the door in his face. They were speaking a different language in America. And he just maintains the same frame the whole time.
Guardian. And if you guys want to help fund my security in the future, you can go down to the link down below. They're not paying me to say any of this. They came and decided to help me out for this video. So you can go to Blackline Guardian, the link down below, and click Guardian for Nick, and those funds will directly go to my security and future videos as we are exposing lots of things happening, and especially with this fraud. Like I said, they're not sponsoring this video. I'm just giving them a shout out because of how they helped me. So go down to the link down below, click Guardian for Nick, and let's keep going. And now we're going to the next location. Now, this child daycare center, this one's different than all the other ones we've been to. Tell us about this one.
This one is different because, according to the state of Minnesota, this 312 West Lake Street houses not one, not two, but three child care centers and is licensed to hold 102 children, and in fiscal year 2025 was paid $2.66 million by the state of Minnesota.
And this is the building right here. So this building alone made $2.6 million. Let's see if anybody's inside. Now we're inside of the building where there's apparently 4 child care centers.
We met this lady and we followed her to the back of the building where the daycare was supposedly at.
So right here we have 2 child daycare centers. We have the Minnesota Child Care Center, and then we also have Nuna. Between the two, $2.66 million. Hello.
Imagine, like, look at this building. Like, imagine putting your kids in a daycare here.
Hi. Yes, we would like to know.
Well, it says we're trying to figure out 102 children Is that for this facility?
What is the name? Why is it?
It's from the state of Minnesota website. It says you have 102 children here in your child care.
Which child care name is?
Minnesota Child Care right here. It's from the state of Minnesota's website. We're just wondering where the children are.
Where the children are?
Yeah, where are the children? It says you have 102 children here, and you got $2.66 million this year in funding, and $2.5 million last year. We're just wondering where the kids are.
And who are you?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Nick Shirley.
And where are you? Which department?
Oh, we are from ourselves.
That is
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. Look at that. Shut us down. Where are the children at? No children inside of this daycare center. And look at this daycare center right here. No children inside of this daycare center. But between those buildings, over $2.6 million. We were just curious, where are the children at? Do you know where the children are at? Where are the children at in these daycare centers?
I don't know.
How can these childcare centers have no children?
I don't know.
There's $2.6
So
million
what is she doing
inside
there?
these businesses
What is she
that were
doing
given by the government, but there's no children to be seen anywhere. People deserve to know where their taxes are going. If these companies and these daycare centers are making upwards of $2.6 million and there's no children to be seen anywhere, something fraudulent is happening. And that is not making you racist, Islamophobic. This is just the truth of what's happening here in Minnesota. If there's a bunch of white people doing the same thing, we'd be talking about the same issue. This is just fraud at unprecedented levels here inside Minnesota. It's actually very concerning. Where are the children at inside of these buildings? They're nowhere to be seen. Millions of dollars are being sent into these daycare centers all across Minnesota, and there's not a child to be seen anywhere. Here's another daycare center inside the same building.
It's weird to ask where the children are at. I mean, but it's so obviously fraud. It's a very, I mean, if the whole point of the business is to take care of children, it's like a straight up question. Yeah, okay, so where are the kids you're taking care of? He's very clearly not trying to do anything and if you're saying, oh, it's weird to do that, it's such a stupid argument when people say it's weird. Weird is a non-argument. Weird is just it's the deflection, like, it's not illegal, but it's weird. Weird according to who? You? You're the dictator of what you're allowed to do now? Weird should stop you from... Weird that's nothing.
I want you to be videotaping anything.
Where is all the money going for if there's no children at these daycare centers?
Sir.
Yes.
I told you, please leave.
Yes, we have a question though. Where is the children at these daycare centers if there's millions of dollars?
Ask them what kind of government, yeah.
Oh, we've asked. We have the paper here. So we're wondering where the money and where the children are at. We have the paper right here. Come here.
Who are you first of all?
My name's Nick Shirley.
You don't have any permission to record me, period.
Can we talk outside?
You don't have permission to record.
She doesn't either have, she doesn't have permission to record me?
No, you cannot stop people on the street and question them.
We can ask.
You don't have any permission.
Where are the children?
I will sue you. You don't have any permission.
We'll
We have
sue
nothing
you.
to do with this. You
Okay.
understand?
Then are there
so
children?
leave. Please leave.
Are there children here?
Please leave.
Where are the children? $2.6 million for
You
daycare
can't record me, so I'm going to record you. This is Eddington. This is that. It's instead of shooting or attacking, you just film it.
You ask whoever you think is doing that. You don't know what you're talking about. So leave.
Tell us what's happening here then.
I said leave.
We're wondering what's
We
happening.
are not a childcare. We are nothing to do with it. We're common people walking. And
Yes,
you are,
we're not accusing you. We're asking where the children are at.
Don't ask me anything.
We're not accusing you. We're asking the daycare centers.
I am not going to answer. You have.
Where are the children at?
Leave. Leave.
We just want to know where are the children.
Who you work for?
My name's Nick Shirley.
Who do you work for?
I work for myself, Nick Shirley.
Okay, what are you recording?
We're wondering where are the children? $2.66 million for
You're not talking
the
to
Minnesota
right person.
Child Care Center.
You're not talking to the right person.
Are there children that come here? Answer
You're
the
not
question.
talking
Are there
to the
children?
right person.
There's no
Well,
children
he
in
lost. He came in hot, and he realized he had nothing.
the
I
building.
don't know who you're talking to. Leave.
That's just a simple question. Where are the children at? David, they won't even answer. We asked him. Plain and simple. Where are the children? Do children come here?
This is why I've had my life. I've been attacked twice. Once with a knife, and the other time I was jumped last Saturday by 3 Somali men simply for asking questions about what was going on. And they're very, very violent people. They do not like this fraud to be exposed.
After giving this man plenty of opportunities to answer the simple question, where are the children, he called the cops on us and we headed to the state capitol where they're having a meeting about the fraud to confront the state representatives and people in the government who have enabled and let this fraud happen. Inside of this committee, a Republican representative showed charts showing exactly how this fraud has been committed and who is profiting and connecting all the dots. And while the Democrat representatives looked into the abyss, one of them spoke about how none of this is building trust and how this is a nonpartisan issue, so I went and confronted her after that. He has some very valid questions to ask about what's going on here in Minnesota. And do you think this fraud...
I don't know who
crosses,
you are.
my name's Nick Shirley. Do you think this fraud is Republican or Democrat or just facts that fraud is happening? Because that's what I heard you talking about.
I know what I said is that
because
what we're talking about
we want to build trust, but fraud is fraud. So why should we be enabling fraud to happen here?
No, I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
Okay, sir.
No. This
Sir,
is
sir.
When are you going to hold Governor Walz? No. She is a representative for the state of Minnesota. Yes or no?
Excuse me.
Yes. Are you?
If you're going to talk,
Oh, he's coming in hot. He's coming in hot. Governor Walz, is that the VP? Kamala's VP, Governor Walz. That's the white dude. Yeah, he was Kamala Harris's VP.
to me like
Are you
that.
going to say to her, I'm a disability advocate?
I heard you, and
I
I
get
you got a chance
overstimulated.
to testify.
No, ma'am, the facts are the facts that fraud is happening here, and it's not a nonpartisan issue. How come you think fraud has been able to happen so much underneath?
I think if you've been listening to our hearings, we've had now 10 hearings on this. And so there's really good data from the people who both work within the administration as well as who, both Democrat and Republican. I think what you heard today is that the Republicans who control this committee are not actually interested in solving fraud. What they're interested in is telling a story.
This fraud has happened underneath Democrat leader Tim Walz.
There has been Medicaid fraud across the country under Democrats and Republicans. There's fraud within the Trump administration. We have is fraud.
Reflection.
Public-private providers have made government a mark. And so every person running government, Democrats or Republicans, are dealing with the issue of how to keep fraudsters out of our public payment. We're also dealing with veterans. We're dealing with consumers. I hope you're looking at that. If you look at United Health, currently is being charged with defrauding Medicare. You know who runs Medicare? President Trump. Medicaid fraud is a 50-state issue. And so, again, it is not partisan issue. There are Democrats and Republicans who are sitting in that committee talking about it. But what you did here was the Republican chair say she's not turning information over to the one person in government who can stop payment. And I hope you print that. Thank you for coming today.
Okay.
Crazy.
Well,
They're all fucking fat, huh? Man.
Is this
saw what
really
happened
the
there?
state of Minnesota that we live in? And these politicians are just walking off, thinking it's okay Tuesday, and they want to go visit the Trump. They want to blame the Trump administration. We have.
It's always like somebody who's really into politics always acts like this. Have you noticed that? It's like the slightly flamboyant hand gestures and attitude. It's always, this is somebody, this politics is jester. This is the dude, you know. No, I mean, he's doing the right thing. I'm just, yeah.
Democrats blaming ICE. I'm tired. My people are suffering.
I'm tired.
I'm scared for my little brother. My people are suffering, and these people just walk off. We have a governor who fucking doesn't care. How many more people are gonna freaking die? How many more people are gonna go homeless? And how many more people are gonna be trafficked in our freaking system?
Great video. Great video. Did this bang on YouTube too? Shout out to Nick Shirley. This is some really good investigative journalism. Really good. We need more of this. I think it's very effective if YouTubers do more of this and less of the goy slop, more of this. Entertaining throughout, informative, useful, beneficial, helpful. I didn't know. I had no clue this was going on. I think that was a great video. Yeah, that was 42 minutes, but it flew by. Oh, it banged on YouTube. It got it did way much better on
hello,
X.
we'd like to ask
But
where
yeah,
the money's going.
1 million on. Wow. Yeah, good stuff from him, man. Good stuff. Yeah, Steve. Remember, CZ was in his video. That he was at some Palestine protests here.